살게 해 뛰어들게 네가 불길이라면 나는 따뜻하다면 타오를게 뛰어들게 가시밭길이라면 나는 부드럽다면 몸 던질게.
Hey guys, welcome to our annual East Asian Student Association Assembly.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Mindy.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Kelvin.
And we are your ESA 2021 to 2022 executives.
Before we begin, we'd like to give a special thanks to all of our staff and all the members of ESA for making this assembly possible.
We appreciate all the hard work that went into the assembly and we hope it was worth it.
This year, we hope to raise awareness towards the various stereotypical ways that the Asian community is represented in the media.
Aside from the amazing performances shown today, we hope that each and every one of you can learn something new.
With that being said, we are thankful to have you all here today and we hope you all enjoy.
이제는 어쩌자마자 날 대신 들리는 높아진 목소리 있는 날 들어 있는 건데 지금은 못 뛰겨 다른 데는 잡지 Thought we were meant to be I thought that you belonged Look that you gave me, it kills me inside. Oh, I don't even need to ask it. I know you too damn well can. I can see that smile, I can tell you did more than move on. I catch your feet. I hope that you can sleep, just knowing that I could be with somebody new, that I'll be just like you all day. 나도 봤더만 그 사람은 내 기억을 지우셨나 봐 그래 너가 해보하면 맺힌다는 거짓말 날게 대체인 내가 왜
You two should have a lot to chat about.
I love visiting with the grandma and the grandpa, writing letters to parents, pushing lawn mowing machines so grandpa's hyena don't get disturbed.
Before all the breakthroughs that East Asians have made in media today, they've had difficult barriers to hurdle. Before Rachel Chu's appearance in Crazy Rich Asians and Fresh Off the Boat, there was Anna May Wong. She was one of the first major Asian actresses in Hollywood, but was limited to roles that included being a slave, sex worker, or criminal. This was a sad reality for Asian women in the industry at the time. There was an established stereotype that Asian women were sexually available and willing to satisfy men. In the Western media, there was a sense of exoticness created, fueling the continued fetishization of Asian women.
What I see before me, the madness of your house.
Who shall search out these things, Aki? Remember only that you love me, whoever I am.
Movies such as Madame Butterfly were a prime example of this fetishization. It portrayed a story of an American Navy officer who falls in love with a Japanese geisha. He then abandons her. She waits patiently for 3 whole years, only for him to arrive home with an American bride of his own. This hypersexualization stemmed from the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, which aimed to prevent Chinese immigrants from entering the United States. Originally intended to be in place for only 10 years, it was made permanent in 1902 and lasted for 50 more years. Because East Asians were seen as a threat, the media had cast Asian women to be submissive and were only generally in films and shows to make their white counterpart leads look heroic and strong, serving the public a constant reminder that regardless of the circumstances, white people will always have the higher power.
I think I know where she is. We escaped tonight.
Hey!
Over time, the media only helped solidify stereotypes even more. Found recurring in many films or tropes that supported racism and dehumanization desired by Western directors and the general public. The Dragon Lady trope portrayed a seductive, antagonistic, and mysterious Asian woman, clothed in a traditional kipao and held a fan. She was skilled in martial arts and was often related to Chinese gangs. Using her sexual aggression to manipulate enemies, the Dragon Lady was cold and emotionally disconnected. On the other hand, there was the Lotus Flower trope. Characterized by her submissive nature, the Lotus Flower was feminine and youthful, who was typically paired with the Caucasian lead.
Zucchini? This is all a big mistake. You know, Zucchini? Me?
In contrast to the hypersexualization of Asian women, Asian men were often desexualized. Asian male immigrants were often viewed as threats to white Americans, as they were believed to steal jobs and women. As a way to minimize them as threats, they were made to seem undesirable or incapable of love. This can be seen in an array of tropes, played by Asian men. For example, the nerds. These characters are often scrawny, socially awkward, and are shown little to no respect. In contrast are the strong, aloof characters similar to the Dragon Lady. These men are highly skilled in martial arts, with thick Asian accents. Either way, this portrayal of Asian men in the media worked to influence views of Asian men to be less threatening to the average white American. The real issue with setbacks is that they create false misconceptions of Asian people. This, in turn, contributes to harassment and hate towards Asian people everywhere. However, There are things we can do to fight against these setbacks. Staying educated on misrepresentation of Asian people in the media minimizes its influence on viewers. Call out misrepresentation when you see it. Lastly, uplift good representation of Asian people in media and production.
널 어쩌면 좋을까 이런 맘은 또 처음이라 Up and down이 좀 심해 조절이 자꾸 다른데 하나와 싫은 건 I don't play the game 우리 진짜 별나래 그냥 내가 너무 좋아해 넌 그걸 너무 잘 알고 날 착각해 나도 마찬가지인걸 우리 아름답고 참 슬픈 사이야 서로를 빛나게 해 Tell me now 마치 다가간처럼 그리고 또 껴안아 You got me feeling like a psycho psycho 우리 보고 말해 자꾸 자꾸 다시 안 볼 듯 싸우다가도 붙어다니니 말야 이해가 안 간대 웃기지도 않대 맞아 psycho 맞아 psycho 바보 바보 너 없이 너지럽고 슬퍼져 기운도 막았어요 둘이 잘 만났대 Hey now be okay Don't look back 그렇게 우리답게 가보자 난 온몸으로 널 느끼고 있어 Everything will be okay You got me feeling like a psycho psycho 우리 보고 말해 자꾸 다시 안 볼 듯 싸우다가도 붙어다니니 말야 둘이 잘 만났대 Hey now be okay Hey now be okay Hey now be okay yeah Hey now be okay Hey now be okay It's alright Oh 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 It's alright 우리 좀 이상해 Psycho 모노들이 나때 수보다시기 색깔 내 영혼마다 오늘 슈라사이마로 다운이 이도속기 때 어머 기모치 다기와 이저 마이니 아르가르 모렌던 듯쇼 ugly 正直言って私の顔はそう神様が開いて描いたみたい膝伝の上にあるラブソングはどれ一つ絶対私向けなんかじゃないでしょう使い道のなり口づけ哀れみを惜しいままにスパンコの傘二人を守る愛されないくらいなんだギラギラ輝いて私は夜を飲みラップタップタップタップ今に見たろこのラップ一ミロは一ミルクナムの花火 drag on drag on なんてファニーの弱さギラ 誰も彼もなんて素晴らしくさがギラをついてこ
East Asian breakthroughs in media.
Now you're wearing upper style. Huh?
Moving forward, we begin to not only see the gap closing for East Asian representation in media, but also substantial accomplishments within a variety of markets. Without further ado, let's take a look at the most pivotal moments of East Asian representation that led to East Asian breakthroughs in media. Starting off with East Asian representation in film, there is a great disparity between Asian portrayal in past films compared to growing modern-day media. Many Asian characters in films were commonly played by non-Asian actors, and their roles were executed upon society's ideal judgments of their behaviors. Take, for example, the film Breakfast at Tiffany's, which was released in 1961. It was heavily criticized due to its offensive emphasis on yellowface and misinterpretation of Asian character. As seen in these clips, Mr. Yunioshi, a Japanese photographer, was played by Mickey Rooney, who was a white actor. Rooney displayed his role using the common societal judgments of East Asians. This includes prosthetics used to make his eyes look smaller, a fake tan and buck teeth, and clumsiness in hopes of producing a comedic effect. In reality, this creates a barrier towards Asian film stars as they display them to look weak and inferior compared to the white leads, creating a difficult environment for them to succeed in. Similar to Bruce Lee's documentary, A Warrior's Journey, he describes the prejudice he faced within the film industry. As a Hollywood actor, the industry feared risking their production to have an Asian play a lead role, which resulted in Lee receiving the fewest lines in the films he previously starred in. Lee had to put in the effort to prove his worth and ability to break past the typical stereotypes that were presented to him, where he fought for a career neglecting society's expectations of typical film stars. This was a pivotal moment in which we see the representation of East Asians in media not only being re-evaluated, but becoming more inclusive towards diverse individuals. Looking to modern-day media, where East Asian accomplishments is prominent, Disney and Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, released in 2021, was the first Marvel movie featuring a main actor who was Asian as the star of the movie. Since its release, the movie has broken box office records and has achieved the People's Choice Award for Favorite Action Movie Star and People's Choice Award for Favorite Action Movie. Simu Liu, the main actor of Shang-Chi, says that after a long history of Asians being othered, especially due to the Asian Exclusion Act and Japanese internment camps, a movie about Asian representation is more than just interesting.
It's freeing many of Asian stereotypes and history of being pushed away from everyone else. The film has hit home to many Asians, as 17% of the theater's audiences were Asian, more than double from an average Marvel movie.
Ta biết nhau từ lâu rồi, ta hiểu từng thói quen của nhau. Tuy không phải người yêu với nhau, ta vẫn hơn là bạn. Ta biết nhau đang nghĩ gì, không cần phải nói ra làm chi. Câu chuyện này cứ như vậy đi, phân tích thêm làm gì. Mình bên nhau giống như người yêu, nhìn nhau giống như người yêu. Dù không phải là tình yêu, nhưng chắc chắn không phải tình bạn. Dù có lẽ sẽ không dài lâu, nhưng ta sẽ thật đậm sâu. Mối tình này không cần định nghĩa gì đâu. Đôi ta ở trên tình bạn, ở dưới tình yêu. Tôi mới biết bao nhiêu khi có người nuông chiều. Đôi ta ở trên tình bạn, ở dưới tình yêu. Tôi mới biết bao nhiêu khi có người thấu hiểu. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Rất nhiều, rất nhiều, rất nhiều. Có lẽ sẽ rất buồn khi một ai trong hai chúng ta gặp một ai để yêu thiết tha. Vậy là đôi ta cách xa, nhưng sẽ không bao giờ ta quên đi khoảnh khắc có nhau. Và ta thầm cảm ơn vì ta từng có trong đời nhau. Ở trên tình bạn, ở dưới tình yêu. Tôi mới biết bao nhiêu khi có người thấu hiểu. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Rất nhiều, rất nhiều, rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Không phải người yêu mà vui hơn rất nhiều. Rất nhiều, rất nhiều, rất nhiều.
Sabi nila walang araw darating ang iyong tanging hinihiling. At nung dumating ang aking panalangin ay hindi na maikubli ang pag-asang nahanap ko sa iyong mga mata. At ang takot kong sakaling mang ika'y mawawala. Hanggang nandyan ka na, di mo paliwanag ang nadarama. Handa ako sa walang hanggan, di paasahin, di ka sasaktan. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, ikaw at ako. At ngayon, nandito na, palaging hahawakan iyong mga kamay. Di ka na mag-iisa sa hirap at ginhawa, iibigin ka. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, mula ngayon 시작된 우리의 미션 여기서는 그 누구도 날 막을 순 없어 내 안에 갇힌 것들로 다른 컬러스 비춰보면 서로에게 끌렸던 걸 느낄 수 있어 Okay Wanna be the cookie 어떤 걸로 덮지 새로운 날 떠오른 달 핑 거울 백그린 I'm wrong 기다려왔던 준비가 되면 떠오를 거야 Kill it to the daylight Let us put on a show 다른 거 원해 more 경기를 깨고 raw We don't stop until the sun goes up 딱 내려놓고 춤을 춰 No way you can make us stop We about to paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Paint the town La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta Can't stop us 네 우릴 멈출 수는 없어 We'll take it to the moon 다른 눈을 가리면 시작된 이 클립스 두 개의 눈이 널 가릴지도 몰라 두 개의 다른 문을 열어놔 Maybe just maybe 다시 우리 마주하게 될 거야 Open your eyes as the moon or the skies And the leaf is white If you never ever think twice You break it, you make it, you kill it, you want it, you own it, you show it Let's go! We're about to paint the town Na 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 La-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta You can't stop us just we 우릴 멈출 수는 없어
We were on the grass, stayed out late, never made it to class. Out of Richmond in a taxi cab, we were sweating bullets on the way to my dad's door. You said, baby, you were moving too fast. And I swear that magnolias flashed a smile, flashed a smile. And that's when it caught me, hoping you'd stay a while, stay a while. Maybe I'd give up anything to travel inside your mind. Maybe I'd fall in love again come every summertime. My daddy told me to choose wisely, but you don't have to try. 'Cause maybe I'd fall in love every summertime. 25, I'm a visitor. Laugh about everyone waiting at work. Dinner with your sister and the joke's gonna hurt. Cry the way home when you're putting me first and you just always know what to say. Strolling down the boulevard and dancing under streetlights. Oh, la la.
When making a comparison to the last decade, Asians were previously playing a role that almost always had to do with their race and typical societal stereotypes, which include being nerdy, having glasses, as well as their expertise in martial arts, especially in cartoons. Nowadays, Asians are treated a lot more normally. Their traditions celebrated instead of alienated, and their culture and looks are respected and no longer treated as a racist remark for a character displaying a typical societal stereotype. An example of these movies could be Bao or Crazy Rich Asians. We have not only seen better East Asian representation in film, but in music as well. 88 Rising, the Asian American and immigrant-focused music production company, has brought a lot of recognition and talent out to the world to see from Asian music artists. The crew contains some iconic members like NIKI, Joji, and Rich Brian, who have all made amazing songs we have all heard, bringing attention to Asian talents. Another group that is well known within the music industry within Asia and the West is BTS. In late August 2021, BTS made history with their single Dynamite as the first all-South Korean act to land in the top spot of the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Not only that, they added 2 more #1 hits to their names and earned their first ever Grammy Award nomination, becoming the first ever K-pop group to do so. BTS is rather recent. Some artists to set records before them are Bruno Mars and Far East Movement. These 2 artists are the only ones of Asian descent to have earned #1 spots for their music since 2010. Far East Movement's 2010 single, Like a G6, and Bruno Mars' 24K Magic, Grenade, and his Mark Ronson collaboration, Uptown Funk. Another big name within the music industry would be American singer-songwriter Olivia Rodrigo. She is well known for her role in High School Musical, the series. Her success in the industry skyrocketed after her single All I Want and her debut album Sour, which was #1 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart and featured one of her most famous singles, Driver's License. Blackpink is also very well known within the music industry. They debuted in 2016 with their album, Square One. Some of their popular singles include Kill This Love and Pretty Savage. Blackpink has won a lot of awards over the years, including MTV Video Music Award for the Best Song of the Summer and Teen Choice Award for the Choice Single Group. Blackpink was also the first K-pop group to perform at Coachella. So what can we take away from this? As we come to an end, we can see how far East Asian representation has come in the media. It shows us how we, as a society, have progressed from the past, and hopefully we can continue on making the film and music industry more diverse. As Peter Westacott once said,
"We should demand for roles and stories that shine a spotlight on what sets us apart, what makes us unique, and celebrate those differences, so that we can have empowering, well-rounded characters that are representative of everyone."
넌 내 기억을 지워야 돼. I'm poison. I know I can't take it no more.
영원한 그 절대 없단 걸 알면서도 끊을 수도 없어. Tell me what you want. 너에게 내어주고 싶던 마음이 날 오히려 더 사정이고 있어.
Yeah, 나는 위험해. 너무 지독해. 나 자신보다 날카로운 진실이 중요해. Got to get away, can't hesitate anymore. Everything turns gray. 난 내 환상 도련의 도망도 깊어져 가기 전에 got to get away.
겁이 나 깨지 못해 또 거짓말해. 내 기억 나 잠을 들었어. Please babe 넌 내게서 물러서 해. 서로 tell me what should I do.
넌 내 기억을 지워야 돼. I'm poison. I know I can't take it no 잊어버린 가사도 언젠가 This is a love 온몸에 퍼진 내 모든 fear 내 속의 상처 너무 아파요 The way I live The way I live愛して回る感情線されごとなどは吐き捨てるけどまだ止めないでまだ止めないで誰よりも里くある街に生まれ事故の正体を